Alright guys, so here we are, we're getting ready to paint our walls. So another one of the fun bits, you'll get to see the colour you've chosen. Now pick a nice colour and you'll really enjoy what you're doing. If you do whites over dark colour, you may have to put an extra coat on, so just always remember that. If that's the colour you want, it's worthwhile. So we've got another couple of defects here. There's not too much patching on these walls, we'll have to show you that a little bit later when we find somewhere that's got a defect. And I'm sure we've got some other places around the job we can show you. So, but what we've got here, I don't know if Rod can see it through the lens, someone's decided they're going to brush this wall in. It looks to me like there's been a cupboard here or something, and they've come along and instead of getting a roller out, they've brushed it. Now the problem with that is that we've got a real texture. We've got texture going this way and I can see it in the light and I can feel the difference in it. So now before we talk about just getting a sanding block, if you've only got one room, that's fine. You can shove it over your wall, you can hear the sanding going on there. What we want to do, we're not going to take all the paint off or you're going to drive yourself mad by the end of it. We want to feel the difference. So we want to take off any little nibs and we want to sand it. Alternatively, we talked about analogue sandpaper. Now 120 grade, it's 120 grades per certain section of that of grit is what you need. So if you go 80 grade, they're coarser grit, therefore the bigger the scratches. So 120 grade on something like this, really inexpensive. Most people have one or can borrow one. And you just put your sandpaper on it, like we talked about the wing nuts. And away you go. It's a little bit more aggressive because it's a nice big flat blade. It will sand your wall nice and flat. Sand the wall right. Now what's something my father always taught me is one hand's for sanding, one hand's for feeling. So you can, as you get better at it, keep stopping and start rubbing your hand over. That's so much smoother. You see the dust on my hand than this up here. You can even hear the difference. Okay, so we end up there. So we pull the walls down and the sweet coat. Get the light one next time. We'll get it right this time. Should only need a light sand this time. Right up the top, make sure you've got none of them heavy edges as you're going around. Really chap it up. We all get them. Here's another little defect. I don't know if you pick it up on that camera, but Rod will certainly pick it up here. I didn't wipe it off, but when we're going around the ceiling, you quite often get little drips down your walls. This is why we always start on the top. It's not really a major problem, but if we started the wall at the bottom and we're coming up, what would happen was we wouldn't see that, you'd see it under your final coat. See, you can still slightly see it. Can't feel it, it'll be fine to go. One other little trick, if you're doing a whole house or a renovation, it's not in good condition, one of these guys is really good. There's different sorts of them. They're called pole sanders. We put them on our roller pole.
They just screws on, mate?
Just screw it on like that, Rotto. They're a little bit tricky to use, they wander around. Put it on the wall flat, keep a nice angle. If you try and do it like this, what'll often happen is they'll roll over on you and they'll scratch your walls. You've got to keep them on the wall and keep a really nice angle against your wall, not out straight. Have a greater angle probably than 45 and you'll stay safe. They'll spin around, they'll do anything you want. But these are good if you stand back a little bit, really get into it. Go to the top. Of course I've done a little bit of it, so I am going like that. As I get squared, take a lot of weight off it. Otherwise that's when we have problems. A bit like a water ski, a surfboard or a snow ski. If you put too much weight on that front edge, catches over it goes. There's another little grip down there. With this one you can't feel as you go. So what I'd like you to do, I'm going to use one of these. I'd like you to stop every now and again. Feel your wall. To me that's not acceptable, so we're just going to keep running over that until we get it right. Okay, I'm making it look quick. Don't try not to go that far, because you'll probably be doing that particularly. Just slow it up. So if you don't have one of these, again, your walls are bad. You probably do need to get one of these. And if your walls are quite new and you're more changing the colour, just a sanding block. Go. Green coat, that's probably all you need. And just a quick feel. Now I don't know if Rod, you can come over and feel that.
Yeah, I can feel that.
What you think you feel that through there, mate? compared to somewhere we haven't done, you'll really feel the difference.
Big difference, mate.
And you guys at home, you'll really feel it when you do it. You can really feel it. So I'll go around the room now and I'll quickly do it. It won't take me long because I'll use one of these guys. Got nice new cutting sandpaper. As the sandpaper gets warm, you buy it in a metre roll, put another metre on it. Hasn't even touched it. You'll get a room out of that easy. Work our way around the room and come back and ready to paint. Now, just before you go, right, if you can, what we've got is our little filling blade. This is something people don't show you. Around the bottom of the walls. Give a little scratch out. That's on your skirting boards. Skirting boards have been done in an oil base, so we've got to make sure that paint sticks to it. So a little sand around the top edge. That'll let any acrylic paint, the water-based paint, stick to the enamel paint. So once we've done that, so we'll give it a bit better look now, getting lazy. We're going to get the filling blade, filler in a minute, sorry, the gap filler. We're going to cut the end off this, cut the end off that, and I'll be back in a second and I'll show you how to put some no more gaps and we'll really make this job look professional. Alright guys, I'll go and cut this off and I'll be back in a second and we'll get some gaps in there.